What's going on, everybody? Evan here with Evan's Detailing and Polishing. What do we got in front of me here? Stainless steel air cleaner. Everybody's been asking me how to sand these and how to polish them. We've done one video on how to polish them. Apparently that wasn't quite enough for what everybody was looking for. But this air cleaner here is one that we use as a training aid in our training program. If you're interested in coming in and learning everything or every way that we possibly do it and these videos aren't enough for you, stop on by. We do these mostly during the winter, but fall through spring we pretty much do a lot of training here at the shop. But what I'm going to show you here is no tricks and no gimmicks. This stainless steel here is an actual air cleaner, and just to prove it, I know you can see there's plenty of swirls and scratches in this. I'm going to insert a quick little video here showing you close up what the scratches and stuff look like. But just for sake of showing you, I'm going to prove it and make it one step even worse. This is 400 grit sandpaper by hand. Most people use, I think they're called SOS pads in the summer to try and help take the bugs off. I see this at truck washes all the time. But here's that 400 grit right there. Not joking, not kidding. I'm going to hit this real quick, put some swirls in it, scratch it up, scuff it up a little bit here. There it is. Throw that right in the garbage. But we made it even worse. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this off in about half. Alright, this half over here, I'm going to teach you how to sand this out and fix what we just did. And on this side, I'm just going to buff it with a really unique pattern and then cut it and color it. I'm going to show you that even though I just used 400 grit on this side, if you use this pattern, you can cut out almost all of it, if not all of it, without doing any sanding. So for those of you that are doing sanding on all your stainless or all your aluminum, you don't always have to. There is alternative methods and definitely other ways to skin a cat. So let's hop right into it here. And I'll tape this off, and then this side over here, like I said, we're going to just go straight into sanding, and I'm going to show you some different sanding techniques. We have both a rotary and a DA over here. I know I just put 400 on it, so I only need to do 600 rotary and 600 DA, so I'll do that real quick over here. But if you do have stainless that's rougher than that and you need to go deeper, alternate your grits, rotary and DA, or double up on your grits. Either way, whatever makes most sense for you. I always try to tell everybody, try not to go below 400 on stainless unless you're working on raw stainless. Raw stainless is a completely different beast. If you're going to work on raw, expect to spend all day on it. And even sanding stainless like this, you're going to spend a good majority of the day working on it. But let's get right down into it. I'm going to grab my tape, start cracking at it. Follow with me. Alright, so now we got it taped. And as you're going to see in this video, I'm not really going to edit all it that much. I don't want anybody thinking we swapped these cans out or we changed them up or whatever. I'm going to speed up in the sections where I'm doing stuff like this, where I'm taping as you just saw, or when I'm getting my sandpaper set up. But I'm going to leave the camera running the whole time so that you can see me not cutting any corners, not swapping this thing out and cheating it out. I actually watched a YouTube video the other day of a company that was doing some sanding and polishing on some stainless. It was a no-name company, never heard of them before, but I thought, what the hell, I'll watch this video. And they swapped out the part they were working on. I can tell because of the way the metal was set up. It makes me sad that this is what some of the people are doing. But in this video, you're going to see a lot of my back. so I'm gonna have to keep the camera right here so you can actually see. I'll maybe move it over just a hair so I can get in a little closer while I'm sanding and doing stuff. But I'll try to explain each step in between, and you might not see my face in the camera, which most of you are probably gonna be happy about. But nonetheless, let's get into it. Alright, so I hope you guys can all see this really well. Like I said, this one I know only has 400 on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some 600 grit here. I'm going to put this on my rotary first. And plug these all in. Alright, shout out to WD-40. If I use heavier grits, like 220, 320, stuff like that, I definitely use sanding grease. Most companies will sell sanding grease. You're not going to find sanding grease in stores. I do have some sanding grease here in stock. But when I get to my lighter grit, 600, I will use a little bit of WD-40. I will use it on a paper towel. So give me 1 second. Right here, just some paper towel, squirt a little bit on there. All I'm going to do is just wipe it right on the part. I don't need a lot of it. Just wipe it in so that it's got a little bit of oil on it. I got that 600 grit on my rotary, variable speed grinder, set the number 3. Alright, I'm not going to sand all the way down because I want you guys to see that I for sure did not just spin the tank or do any of that stuff. Like I said, we're trying to avoid as much gimmicks as possible. But I can see all the scratches are gone in here already. So now I'm going to grab a fresh sheet, 600, and smack it on my DA here. I'm going to take my WD-40 on my towel. I'm just going to re-wipe it just so I get the previous sanding stuff off. And now I'm just going to DA this. Exactly what I said I wasn't going to do ended up happening. The memory card was full and we ended up having to start fresh. As you can see, I didn't rotate it, still here, still the same thing. I'll finish it out with the 600. All right, so finished it out with the 600. As you can see here, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a reflection in this. When I put my knuckles up to it, I can see it. I can see a reflection in there already. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump into a stiff buff with a stainless polishing compound, and then I'm going to jump into a color. So pay attention, because I'm going to put my respirator on and I'm not going to explain in between each step. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Like I said, this other side over here where it's all scratched up as well, I'm going to do that while I'm doing this. So I'm going to do the cut stage here and cut stage here, color stage here, color stage here. So pay attention for that. Like I said, I'm not going to break it down in between each side. I'm not going to do cut and color here and then cut and color here. I'm going to do cut, cut, color, color. So stay tuned. Alright, so I changed my mind midway through. I realized how long this video is going to be, and it'd be stupid long. So I'll make this side a separate video. Stay tuned for part number 2 on how to polish out scratches without sanding. We'll just call it how to polish stainless or something. But I'll show you a close-up on this. I'll put that video in right now and show you the difference between the scratched part and the perfectly shiny part. But it actually came out really, really nice. And all we did was just 600 grit rotary and 600 DA and then cut and color. What you saw me doing was, I know on Instagram I've always said friends don't ever let friends back cut. That's only on aluminum. I don't like back cutting aluminum. Other polishers disagree, and that's fine. We don't all do things the same way. But on stainless I do believe in back cutting. Stainless likes to be hot. It doesn't like to be cold. When it's cold, it doesn't polish all that great. It's a real hard metal to begin with, and when it's cold, it's even harder yet. So when I go to polish stainless, I back cut it to help warm it up, and then I cut it backwards again to get it hot. And then once it's hot, I cut it forward, and I usually cut it forward 2 or 3 times to get it to the way it's at. So I'll show you again one more time here. I'll insert the video one more time to show you what it looks like across the scratchy part and across the really shiny part. Sorry this video is long, but in order to show you guys the proper way, this is the way to do it. Stainless does take a very long time to do, and if you're a noob to polishing, try to shy away from stainless for a little bit. Stainless is one of the rougher metals to do, but if you do it, it looks really great. So it's one of those things that'll kind of set you apart. Appreciate you guys tuning by. I hope you guys saw enough in this video to understand how to properly sand stainless. If you have to drop down grits and just make sure you're eliminating every grit that you previously did. So just always understand that every grit you do, you can only jump up 1 grit. If you jump up more than 1 grit, you're going to give yourself a lot more time sanding each grit, and you're going to waste a lot more sandpaper than if you just did the grits in between. Can you polish out over rotary? Sure. Same as aluminum, you can polish out over rotary. I just personally prefer to polish out over DA. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Till next time, shine on. Check out all these products on GoShineOn.com/shop. We'll see you next time. Deuces.